Hey, this is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment, and we are here with Mr. Aaron Harris. So, Aaron is an American singer, songwriter, music producer, dancer, all of that stuff. From Connecticut, is that right?
That is correct, Connecticut. Originally from Stamford, Connecticut, now living in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Okay. Is that like a really far place? Because I'm not familiar with that area. So,
No, actually, in Connecticut, we're basically I'm like what 30, 40 minutes from New York City, Manhattan.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Aaron, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you actually do, other than I think I kind of gave it away at the beginning, but just kind of give me an idea of what you do.
Well, the typical thing. I started off singing from following my brother, watching my brother who was somewhat like Prince. My brother's name is Darge Harris, and I had this Prince thing. He would go from drums to piano, from guitar, and I would watch him in amazement. And as time went on, I start singing. I've heard when Michael Jackson sang "Ben," and I
Okay.
was in school, and there was another young man was supposed to show. He didn't show, and someone said Aaron can sing, and I was really so they put me on spot, put me on stage, and I sang "Ben," and from there I got bit by the bug because my parents were there, and they were like, I didn't know you could do that, and all the little girls start liking me.
Oh, so that was an incentive, I'm quite sure.
Yeah, from there, I went crazy singing, and then later on with my cousins, we would perform like the Jackson Five and the Jacksons type uh, dancing, and
Mhm.
so I got involved with the dancing, and then I was in several bands and church choir, so I was all around musically doing all types of things there.
Doing all kind of. Okay, so I read in your bio. Let me see. Let me make sure that I've got this right. You did an opening act for like Bobby Brown, Regina
Yes,
Bell. How did
yes.
that come about? How did you get involved with that?
Well, what happened is I was introduced to Kashif, R&B,
Hmm.
platinum producer, writer, who for Whitney Houston, George Benson, Dionne Warwick, Aretha Franklin, and he actually moved to Stanford, um, and he was looking for a local like boys band to put together and to
Okay.
record and sign as a deal.
Okay.
And I was picked as one, and I think you're familiar with Robbie Jenkins from the area
Yes,
here.
I will be talking to Robbie later.
Yeah, so as you know, we were in a boy band, like, so we start from there. And one of the shows we opened up for, with that particular, so we opened up for Bobby Brown, kind of thing. And as far as Kenny G and Whitney Houston, we were right there when they were recording a lot of their things there, and whatever the case have you. So it was just a great thing, and I just became a sponge and picked up everything that was going on around me.
Wow. So you're also a songwriter.
Yeah, after a while, I started writing. Just I really got bit by that when I got into Prince, and when he came out with a comes album, I was like his lyrics and how what he's saying. I'm like, this is just so different.
Okay.
For a guy, most guys when they're singing, and they sing about a girl how they love him, but his thing was like, I love you, but I don't know, I might hate you too. And I was like, that's different. I kind of like that because sometimes you feel, these different emotions,
Okay.
and not so much of a cliche. So from there, I start writing, and then I would get people to play instruments for me. And once again, Robbie and a few other guys from Stanford, Lou Humphrey and whatever, they would put music to my stuff, and then I just start picking out keys and picking out then playing by ear, and went from there.
So
Yeah.
with your writing, is there a particular song that you just really that's a really favorite of yours?
Of one of mine or of
One of
another one?
yours. Yeah, one of yours.
No, you know what? They personally something like I kind of like what Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson said. They all kind of become your kids, your children,
Hmm.
your little babies, and you kind of don't. Well, I kind of don't really have a favorite, but there's some that I really like because I can hear everything I wanted to happen, it happened. There's some songs that I've written, and and I go, well, I don't really think that's for me, and I give it to someone else. Or I'm like, when I listen, I wish I would have did this a little different. I add this to it, but then there are some of those songs where it's like everything I wanted to happen, it happened that way. And yeah, but I really don't have a favorite.
Okay. So, Aaron, tell me, what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm finishing up. Well, I'm constantly writing, and my family, I mean, now when I'm here in the studio in my house, they stick their head in and they try to get a minute of my time. But I'm really working on this. It's more like I wouldn't know how to put it, but there's two songs I'm working on. One, it's like a R&B kind of, but a pop, but it has this really kind of like Morris Day in the Time type feel
Oh,
to it. Yeah, and it has that. And I have the guitar thing in it. And then I have another one that's just on a whole different spectrum. That's kind of like trap type music style. And that's
mhm.
probably be a little different for somebody to hear me do that. But I just try to go all across the board and experience that. So.
So, is there a particular genre of music that you have a favorite for versus something else? Like, do you like R&B versus blues?
I really like it all. And when you listen to more of my music, you will hear all the different influences from Steely Dan to Travis Scott to the here and the now and the later. So I really love all types of music that grab me. And you'll hear all those influences when you hear the different different spectrums of my songs, my music.
Okay. Well, Aaron, I heard one of your songs, which was "Special Girl."
Oh, okay.
So I loved it. I really think it's really cool. And if you guys want to listen to my radio station at the Inner Sanctum Live 365, you will get to hear Aaron at every day at 12 o'clock until the end of August. So, Aaron, tell
Yeah.
me how you came up with that.
Um, Special Girl, I was actually flying into Florida to work on some other music with a fellow producer engineer their name is Chris Anger, Serafine. And as I was flying in and I'm looking out and I'm seeing the water, and as we're about to land and how beautiful Florida is and the beautiful sunshine, I'm flying from Connecticut where the weather wasn't so great into this beautiful sunshine. And it just, this melody just came to my head. And we were setting up to go into a song that I was supposed to go do. And so
Mhm.
maybe 10 minutes into the song, I said, stop, hold on, wait a minute. I want to jump over to this other song that's in my head. I got to get it out. And Seraphim, he's used to that. So he says, come on, let's do it. So we switched over. And right from there, I recorded everything all at once, did the words right out of my head right at that moment. It just flowed like that. It was in my head just like a record. And I just went with it. And that's how we got that.
Wow, because I was going to ask you, was there a special person that you were writing it for? But for it to just pop up like that, that shows your creativity here. So have you had other songs that you've done that with as well? I mean, just pop up in your head like that?
Yeah, some I work on when I'm trying to go in a specific direction,
Mhm.
but I'm constantly haunted by melodies in my head, and there are times I'm jump out of bed and I run to the keyboard and I start writing something. Yeah, I instantaneously when I hear something, I try to catch it and go with it because I like the spontaneity and it gives that energy. That's when you're usually going to have that energy, So it happens quite often. Yes.
So are you working with any other, like right now, are you working with any musicians that we should also be looking out for, as well as looking forward to the next project you have coming out?
Well, Robbie Jenkins just put something out. Actually, it's a remake of Lovely Day. Beautiful, beautiful song.
You can
And,
also hear that on Intersection. I've
and
got it
actually,
on every day. I love his rendition of that.
it's beautiful. And he and I have been teasing and threatening to definitely get together and collaborate and get something going, do a song together. And we've been going back and forth, but in the same time, we're trying to finish up what we have to do because when coronavirus came along, it kind of put a halt. I was in the midst of putting a couple of more songs out, and then everything closed down and shut down. So now we're slowly getting back into it. So we'll be doing some other production and some other music,
Okay.
and with different us.
So your background says you kind of like started singing in the church choir.
Yes.
So what type of transition was that for you, going from gospel music to some other type of genre of music? Or are you still doing gospel? How did you work that?
Um, it's well, yeah. Going from gospel maybe to R&B is kind of what I slid into, and then to pop. It wasn't so much of a transition as to now lately now when I do songs now, and I'm dealing more with a maybe of a younger producers,
Hmm.
and there are styles that you would use before and how you would sing and add all these harmonies and all these different vocal parts. That's kind of out the window now, and so I had to learn to where you use other electronics and other and engineers get in and add other effects that kind of change up if you're trying to go more for a pop, more what's here at top 40. It's kind of a little different as to maybe vocalizing so much. Like I love Eric Benet, and I
Hmm.
love everything he does, but now it's kind of like when you're in there, the younger guys go, no, don't do too much. Stop, slow down. Just So I had to get used to it. And I used to think, well, I don't understand, but I kind of get now. There's a different genre of how you do things and the sound, and so I switch it up on different songs.
So do you think the technology that everyone's using now as far as music and versus back when we're doing old school music, I don't know, there's such a big difference in the music now because to
Yes,
me everything is a lot of it's a lot of technology driven
yes,
versus being able to just really belt out those melodies.
right.
So how are you adjusting to that?
It was a hard adjustment at first. At first, when the things switch, I had no interest at first because I felt that there were songs that musically I liked, but they were far as singing and the melodies were there was something missing.
Okay.
But as time going, I think I got used to it, or I start hearing more of it. But I do love, and I do like the. Also, I just love music, so I do love the creating parts of all the intricate parts that go in, and all the different machinery and all the different sounds. I'm a big fan of that anyway, so it works for me. It still works for me.
Okay, so when you say something was missing, did you ever kind of put your finger on what actually you felt was missing?
Yeah, it seemed like to me, soul, just singing from your soul, the soul of, and your emotion. It's like it just got replaced with more of it just blending in with the music
Okay.
to me.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it. I write I like that opinion because it makes sense. Um,
Yeah,
Coming from an old school, I listened to Smokey Robinson and the Miracles and the
yeah,
Four Tops and the Temptations, and the music back then it sounds nothing like the music of today.
no,
Um,
no,
and so it was just different. It was just totally different, but um, it is taking some getting used to being from an old school type music person,
for
and
sure.
I love music, so I guess
Yes.
it's all good and stuff. So with your I have a couple of more questions. With your video Special Girl, is it part of an EP that you're working on, or is that just going to be a single for a little while?
It was part of a EP, all album I was working on with a group of songs, and I was working on another song and come out with a video like maybe the next month after. But when the coronavirus hit, it slowed everything down. So now I'm going to get back into and just try to do finish up the whole EP and put that out and just keep pushing more songs. As my wife and my kids and my family say, Aaron, you have all these songs. Keep push them out. Keep getting them out. They're really nice songs. Put them out. Put them out. So, and Robbie tells me the same thing. What are you doing? Come on, get them going. So that's what I look forward to. You're finishing up and doing that.
So you've got your own little personal fan club right there.
Yeah, I have a big family, and they're very encouraging, brothers and sisters, and they're very encouraging, always have been. And sometimes when I'm thinking, I don't know, and they go, no, 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 you got this. Go ahead, it's good, you know.
So do you have any other family members that you're pushing out there in the music genre?
Actually, I have my son Zillan, and he comes and he collaborates with me a little, and we put some things together, and so I do want to work with on the song with him as well. He has great ideas, you know. He has this young mind and these very creative things. So I would love to collaborate with him and put something out as well.
That is awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you so much for talking to me. I do know that I kind of see those little wheels going around in your head, and I just know something else is about to happen really big
Yes.
for you guys. But I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and we will gonna have you back on our show just to see what you're doing and kind of keep up with you. Is that okay?
I appreciate it. God bless you, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Oh, okay, so you do know that we're going to keep pushing that song out because I really like Special Girl. I love that song.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But you should hear the other stuff. I'm gonna send you some more stuff.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely be waiting for it. Again, Aaron, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one. God bless.
All right, you as well. This has been Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment. Back to you in the studio.